Welcome back to another episode of Access Mutual Fund Masterclass and Investor Education Initiative. I'm Kavitha Thapliyal, and mutual funds play an important role in wealth creation. Joining us to shed more light on this, and especially the impact on your long-term investment and especially the corpus that you've created for your retirement. Today I have with me Raghav Iyengar, President and Chief Business Officer, Access AMC. Welcome to the masterclass again.
Thank you, Kavitha.
Today we are going to focus on those retired individuals who have stopped their one source of income, okay, and maybe retired from a job, but is also looking to have some kind of regular income via their investments in mutual funds. Can one really do it?
Absolutely, very, very easily. So in fact, I must congratulate those people because I think they've just finished one part of their life.
Exactly, yeah.
And it sounds, it's a bit terrifying for them because you're going to lose that monthly check, or the monthly credit which comes in the end.
Yeah.
And that's what you sort of strived all your life to do. But fortunately, there is an option for you to continue receiving that. There is something called a systematic withdrawal plan available in all mutual funds today. So you can set your amount, your frequency, and automatically every month your account will get credited. So if you have a certain amount of corpus that you have created for yourself, I think one thing you need to figure out is how much money do you need to spend? And that you'll get a sense by seeing your last 1 year expenditure. Break it up into 2-3 parts. One is obviously regular expenditure.
Right.
One is discretionary expenditure, shopping, travel, etc. And the third thing is, of course, you need to keep some money aside for emergencies. As a senior citizen, you may face emergencies, so you need to be prepared for it. And based on that, if you have a certain amount of corpus, you can either decide to take out a certain amount of money every month or quarter.
While you're still invested in equity?
You're still invested. You can be in whatever fund you want.
Okay.
So the same rules that apply in wealth creation apply more to senior citizens. So I think the earlier thought process always has been, Kavitha, that hey, I've got all my money in equities. Yeah. I've now become a retired person. I can't take any more risks. So I'm going to take that entire money and put it into something else. I don't think that's the right thing to do because inflation affects everybody, whether you're 6 months old or 60 years old, right? And unfortunately, for senior citizens, medical expenses are a part of their life.
Yeah.
And medical inflation is much, much higher than the inflation that you and I keep seeing in the papers and the TV every day, right? So you have to have a certain amount of your money parked in equity. And obviously a hybrid fund is a good place to be because it has a combination of debt and equity. So you can put some of it there and give a systematic withdrawal plan instruction every month. So that makes sure that every month end you see that credit.
Yeah.
And that gives you some peace of mind. At the same time, your corpus is yet sitting and earning some return, which will hopefully beat inflation over a period of time. Yeah.
So what should be that percentage of SWP? How can one come to that figure? And what is the back planning that also goes? Because if you're someone starting your investment at 30 and you know at 60 you won't be in this job, how can we decide how much would we need after 60 every month?
I think a good place to start is to try and draw up your own financial plan.
Like write down
most
your
of us
expenses?
have most of us have a goal planner. Or many of my partners have this goal planners that you have. So let's say you know your
But by 60, your major financial responsibilities like getting your children
that's
educated,
all done.
That's all done.
That's all
yeah.
done. So I think then that's where I think you need to have those 3 buckets. You have to have your regular expenditure, which is your day-to-day expense, rental, vegetable, petrol, travel, etc. The second thing is of course discretionary, which is what you've been sort of holding up for the last 20 years. You've not taken those holidays. You sort of tightened your belt to make sure that your kids and you have a good corpus.
Right.
So you must spend that money. I see many senior citizens who don't spend that money.
Exactly, yeah.
Because they yet are force of habit, and I think you must enjoy yourself in that period. And the last part is obviously my favorite part, which is emergency expenditure. You must keep some money aside. And I think you can do all this in a mutual fund. So obviously the same thing works here, that if you have something that you need to spend money on in the immediate, you put that into a slightly riskier, less risky fund. If you have money that you need to keep away for a long time, you can put it into an equity fund, which is why I like hybrids, because they're a mixture of both.
Exactly. So this is where the change in the mindset and the trend is also.
Yes.
Usually after 60, people would depend on their rental income.
Yes.
Okay, people would say that, okay, we need to have a house of our own and one more house which can give us every month money supply. And maybe they will have some money put in gold as emergency.
Yes.
So that has really changed a lot. But do you think the risky aspect in equity is still attached? Because
no, I think the way to do this is to do that too. You must have diverse sources of income in your retirement.
Right.
If you can get some rental income, great. In fact, you must have some money in bank fixed deposits because they are safe and they are regular and they give you a certain assured level of money. And of course, you need to have some money in equities. I think what people tend to do, especially the people I know, is that they go extreme.
Yeah.
So either they go all in into real estate, or they go all
yeah.
in into one particular, or into equities. I think that you shouldn't do. I think you should try and, sort of bucket out your investments.
True.
And keep investments. So I can talk personally. My dad, for example, has a mix of everything. So his regular income is met by our rental income. He has some money in bank fixed deposits which he keeps for his emergency, and his long-term money which he doesn't really need is kept into equities or mutual funds basically, and it's all mutual funds.
Right. So having a well-diversified approach can help
Helps
your
always,
money earn for you.
Yeah.
And who says you will never be into a job or won't do anything to earn more? Like 60 is just a number attached
Absolutely,
to it,
yeah.
and the concept
I think
of
that's
retirement.
that's the interesting one, because earlier it used to be you would start working at 20
Yeah.
and then you will work for 30, 35, 40 years. And then the mortality rate was very high. So the chances of you going beyond 10, 15 years, now it's actually different.
Different.
So what you do in those 30 years and how you save, Kavitha, will actually determine how you live for the remaining 20, 25 years.
Exactly. And we're also looking at early retirement. A trend
Yes.
of early retirement also.
Yeah.
Maybe at 35 and 40, people don't want to work anymore, at least in a job.
Yeah, they want to be financially retired.
Yeah,
I think
financially retired.
They don't want to depend on that monthly paycheck. But then for that, you really need to save a serious amount of money in the start of your life.
And start planning early.
You can't get up at 30 and say I want to retire at 32. And here I'm putting away 10 lakhs or 20 lakh rupees and that's it. No, that's not the right thing to do.
The trending word is calling of my life.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. So you've got that calling ever?
No.
No. Yeah, but then whatever calling it is, just make sure that you're financially sorted.
Yes, absolutely.
Because getting retired early, especially from a job, you have a very long time to spend with that particular money that you've accumulated.
Absolutely.
So
yes.
you've got to count in inflation, and plus your life stages also. Okay, because you will grow in your life, you will do different things. So there cannot be a phase where you are just stuck up with that mode, that no more working, no more doing a job, but there has to be something like a secondary income.
Yes.
Or maybe having a portfolio in such a way, built up in such a way that will give you that income.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. So that's where the SWP thing helps you, because it helps you get a certain amount of regular income per month. Once you get that, then your mind is free to think of other things to do in life. Yes.
All right, I think we can just go on discussing on
Yes,
this topic,
absolutely.
but we'll have to end this discussion. Thank you so much for being on this show today.
Thank you,
And
Kavitha.
that will be all from my end too. Thank you so much for watching.